Oh, hey, Jesus is Lord. I got good news. The word works. It still works. Not one crossing of the I, not one, dotting of the I or crossing of a T. That's dot or tittle there in the book of, I believe it's John, where Jesus said, not one of those things will pass away, but my word, they might pass away, but those things that's in my word will always be the same. Jesus Christ is the same today, yesterday, and forever. So if you've ever received a miracle from God, I got good news. You can do it again, but you've got to do it God's way. Now, most of you know, excuse me, my nose wanted to drip there a little bit. I'm a pilot. I've got thousands of hours flying time. But do you know the things always work the same? I've got to do the same thing. I got to start the engines the same way. We have a checklist that we go by, and the bigger the airplane, the longer the checklist. And you go step one, all these steps you go through. And you do it the same way. You get up to the same speed. You pull back on we call it a yoke steering wheel looking like thing, and the plane flies, and you supersede the law of gravity. Always the same. You do it the same way every time. And you make sure that you do it the same way. Well, the word's like that. The word is your checklist that you can supersede the law of sin and death. And like I said a couple of days ago, the yuck and the junk that the devil and the world wants you to have. You don't have to have what the world has to have, but you have to know how to fly this thing. Told you yesterday, Pat made that meatloaf and it was wonderful. The recipe would have worked for 30 years. We had the ingredients off and on for 30 years, probably every day, but it didn't work until we got the recipe out and applied the recipe, and it worked. The word will work. This is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his word, that's 1 John 5:14, then we know that we have the petitions that we've desired of him. But we got to know, what is the will of God? Well, is it the will of God for me to lose my house? Absolutely not. Is it the will of God for me to be unemployed? Absolutely not. Is it the will of God for me to be sick? Absolutely not. Is it the will of God for my marriage to be on the rocks? Absolutely not. You got to go to the word and find out what the word says so that you know how to pray the will of God in your life, and then you can receive because of the knowledge that you have. Now, in all of your knowledge that you're supposed to get over there in Proverbs, it says with that, get wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing. Oh, well, the government this and the government that. I don't live under the laws of this government. Now, I obey the laws of this government, but I'm from another kingdom. I live by the kingdom rules. And this government, good or bad, Republican or Democrat, independent or what, cannot keep me from walking in the blessings of God. So what you got to do is find out, if I'm of another kingdom, I'm going to live by these laws, and the government can't keep me from prospering. The government can't make me prosper. The government, somebody said, what are we going to do about Obamacare? I got Jesus care. I got the word care. Somebody says, well, do you have insurance? Well, I don't have to have insurance because I got assurance, because the word promises me divine health and a long life, and I gotta go. Hey, have a great day, but I want to get right down in your face. Remember all day today that Jesus is Lord, and the word, it works.